Hello everyone! Well, today I'm going to be making these lovely tags. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back and watch while I make them. Now I'm going to make some tags for my sewing journal that I've just started, and I'm using some of the designed pages with the kit, and also some that I've cut out of an old sewing book. I'll show you the sewing book actually. I got it from a charity shop. It's a Reader's Digest, and it's got some lovely, it's got photographs in and diagrams, and it's just right for me to make tags and pages, so I'm really pleased with that one. I think it was got some lovely papers at the end as well, which I can use. I think it was £1.99, so there, it was very reasonable, and they had a few in there, so I don't feel terrible about cutting it up. So first, what I'm going to do, I've got a number of tags that I like to have them inked up at the moment. I'm in that sort of mood. So I've got some done, but I've got all the others to finish, and rather than do that on camera because it's a bit boring for you to watch, I'll go away and ink all the tags up, and then we'll be ready to decorate them. Most of them inked up, and these design pages or tags I've printed on just white card. These are from the book, so they've got a backing, but the ones on the white card I want to cover, as some of them will show. What I've decided to use is, I've got an old pattern, which is one that I use for my bridesmaids dresses. So this one must be 46 years old. Even got the stamp of the shop which was in Oxford, and so I'm going to use this as a pocket in the sewing journal. But the pattern pieces, I've got a couple of these patterns, so I'm not using them all, but this one we did use, so it's a little bit tired looking. I've got some of the tissue from the pattern pieces, so I'm going to use this to back the tags with, because I think that will look rather good with the pattern markings on it. So I'm just going to use some PVA glue. What I'll do is I'll just put some glue on the back of the card, and because it's such light tissue paper, it's going to easily stick to it. Not really matter where I put it, I just want some lines and writing. So this is the wrong side of the pattern piece, so that it shows up. I stick that one on there, and then I'll do the same with this one. And then you can use all the pieces by sticking them on like that. Smooth it out a little bit on the other side. And then I'll cut round them. So I'll go ahead and stick the ones I need to on here, and then I'll cut them out, and then I'll come back. Okay, so that's the backing of these tags done. Looks rather effective with the tissue paper there, and I've inked up the edges. So all I've got to do with these, apart from decorating the front, is to make a little hole through, and I think I'm going to add some layers, either some fabric, some ribbon, and I've pulled out some words as well, so I might put some backing on the words. I've just cut these out of my book. Look quite nice on the zigzag stitch tag. But I may just layer that up. So I'm just going to have a fiddle about with that first. Okay, so I've been quite busy. I've stitched around the edge of some of the tags. I've left the threads hanging. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to cut them off yet or not. As it's a sewing journal, I might just leave them, cut them a little bit. I've stitched around this edge and added some tape ribbon on there, so that's quite nice. So I'm just going to add some words on here, and I've layered the words up on paper and some fabric. So I'm going to put this one on here, and haberdashery I think I'm going to have on the zigzag pattern, but I think it needs a little bit of something behind. Yes, so I've cut the edge off a doily, which I'm going to use as lace, and I'll stick that under there just as a bit of haberdashery for that tag. What am I going to do with this one? I think I've got a word for it somewhere. Oh yes, I'm going to use this one with the embroidery stitch word, and I'm going to put a little bit of lace under there, so I've just got to cut that out and stick it on, and then I'm going to put some eyelets in, some of them, and then some threads. I've got some brown thread I think I'm going to put on this one, which will look quite nice. On the front here, I thought I would add, although I backed this one, I thought I would add this to here just to give it some colour, and I've stitched some real lace onto the doily lace, and I'm going to put that behind there. So stick that down. So they're coming together. I've cut out some embroidery stitches from the book that I showed you, and I'm just going to stick these on here. There's a bit of colour on the back there. So I'll go and do that little bit of sticking, and then I'll come back and show you how it's moving on. Okay, well, we're up to, well, we've put the eyelets in, and that's all stuck down. I'm just going to put some, I've got some orange wool here, so I'm just going to put some through the eyelets. I think if I double up my scissors, don't need them too long because they're not big tags. Not sure I'll get those both through. Oh, yep. Just pull that through there. I'll cut that off. I think I'm going to put a little bit round this brown embroidery silk, just as a bow, just to link them all together. And that's got a bit of orange on there too. I'll push that down a little bit and keep it in place for a little while so it sticks down, and then I'll put orange in there, I think, or I might see if I've got some green. Then I've stuck this one so I've got a side pocket there, so I might put one of these in here when they're stuck. Now I've got this little one. I'm going to make a little pocket down here, and I think I'm going to stitch around there. I've cut a little bit off here, so I'm going to make another tag to hang from there, but I want it on a piece of some edging, and I'll make it a little bit thinner so that hangs from there. So I'm going to stitch that down first as a pocket with, I'll cut that off, a little bit of lace on the back so that I've got a pocket on the back of this tag. So we've got two pockets there. Take that over to the machine and do that. And then there's just a bit of tidying up to do, I think. Just a couple more things to do. I'm going to just stick this on here. And I just cut that off the bottom of that piece there. So I'm going to make a little hole in here. And then put a little eyelet in. I always get my clamp round the wrong way. I think that's right. I want another one for there. I always think these just add a little bit extra to the tag, but you can just put a little extra piece of paper around. That also looks nice. So I'm going to tie that on there, just an extra little tag. I've sewn around here, so the little pocket there, and then I included the lace. I'll just cut those bits off, I think. My husband's downstairs in the garden whistling. I don't know if you can hear him. Now I want to put a little tag in there. These I had left over from my needle book that I made. That's on another video. So I think that would go in there. And also from the needle book I've got a button card. So I'm going to find a button to go on there. I've got this pack of buttons from we went to a craft fair. I think that one will go on quite nicely. But I'm going to actually sew it on, so that'll go in there nicely. So I'm going to sew that on, tie that on. I think I'll find some ribbon for that. And then I thought I've got these pieces of card that I painted a long time ago, and I used bits and pieces of them. And that's from the book that I'm using, the needle book. I thought that would go on there quite nicely and just give a bit more interest to that. So I'll just stick those bits on, sew the button on, and then I'll come back. Right, final finishing touches. I'm going to put a little card in here, but I thought I would use one of these cotton reels that I have from my needle book. Well, I think we're there. We've finished these little ones, and they've got nice backing, so they'll look nice in the journal. And this one with the embroidery stitches, and then I've put some pictures on the back. This one with stitch, and I've got the little card in this one, and then this on the back, just to give a bit more interest, and some ribbon at the top there. And then this one I've put this on with a safety pin, and then it's got a little card in there, and then the button on the back. So they'll go nicely in my journal. I'm quite pleased with those. I'm going to make some large tags next time with some collage on, so please join me for my next video and press the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.